One. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Happy
Well,
Sunday.
happy Sunday shift, y'all. Welcome, welcome. We are recording a little bit late. I was just telling Tanya that I've done very little today, but it just still feels like an overwhelming day. I'm still in Wisconsin. I'm actually in Wisconsin until we go to New York, when we meet in New York. Um,
Uh-huh.
so it's freezing, y'all.
Is
Tanya,
it so?
you're not used to this kind of freezing.
I'm like panicking, trying to figure out what to pack for
Uh-huh.
New York. And I'm like, I know what 40 degrees in the Bay Area feels like, but what does 40 degrees as a high in New York feel like? And I'm like,
See, but here's the thing. If it's 40 degrees in New York, which I thought was really funny, I will talk about that. Like everybody will be like, oh, a relief. Like today in Wisconsin, it's like -6. Like, anyway, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend about us. As you heard, we are talking about going to New York. We are meeting up and we are going to the Rory and Eden event. I am really excited about this. I'm excited for you and I to go to another event together. I'm excited to meet Eden. I did meet Rory very, very briefly. So I'm excited to meet Eden, who we've loved for a long time. And when I said, if you buy us a coffee, we'll use it for that, people like really showed up for us. And so thank you to Jen and Aaron, Glenda, Doug, Glorabelle, which I think is a beautiful name. I hope I said it right. And Janice for really like showing out for us. We appreciate y'all. If other folks want to buy some coffee, it'll be in the description. And obviously you can buy merch. I'm also salty. I didn't bring any merch with me, so I will not have any merch at this event.
oh no.
I know, it's all right.
Okay.
How are you besides wondering about the cold?
Yeah, I really like it's really just freaking me out in my mind. But other than that,
Okay.
I've just had, it's been a kind of a chill week-ish. I finished my grandmother's scarf and hat,
Oh, you got it.
and yeah, well, I made it, and then I sent it off
Oh,
yesterday. I do have a picture of it. I can see if I can bring it up. It's on my phone, but maybe my phone is connected to my computer. But now I'm starting a scarf for New York, and this is what it looks like so
oh,
far. It's going to
yes.
be like an extra, extra long scarf
Yeah.
that I can actually wrap around my head, and they'll still hopefully try to reach my feet if I can finish enough of it.
Oh,
I'm
that's
supposed
big.
to be, yeah, I'm supposed to be doing 12 rows a day, and I'm already behind. So I need to do, like today, I need to do at least 20 to catch up.
Okay.
So I've been, but still, while crocheting and stuff, I've been watching a lot of TV and movies, and I finally watched one battle after another, which was
That's
pretty
so
funny.
funny. Somebody just texted me, a friend of mine
Mhm.
who's been like, everybody in our friend group was like, you need to watch it to her. And so she just texted as soon as we were logging in, like, y'all, I need to talk about one battle after another. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? And I was like, I'm about to record.
Yeah,
So
I
funny.
mean it's cool because it's so timely,
Mm,
right, with what's happening with right now. I still feel like center should win. But one battle after another is winning all the awards so far.
yes.
But
I I have critiques about one battle after another. I also
mhm.
have critiques about the people critiquing. I'm like, y'all, this is too much, you know. I am
Mhm.
often the friend that's too woke. And I'm just like, I'm seeing some of y'all. I said, I cannot compete where I cannot compare to how woke y'all are. Uh, but
I only had one woke comment about the whole thing, and
okay.
I was just like watching. I just
Mm,
thought it profoundly interesting that the black revolutionaries were using white people in
well,
the movie. I just found it very interesting. I kind of parallel to. No, I'm not gonna say that. But anyway,
we'll talk offline.
yeah.
We'll talk offline. I have really enjoyed a lot of stuff lately, so
Mhm,
I wouldn't talk Marty Supreme. When I
mhm.
tell you that movie stressed me out from start to finish, A friend of mine was like, she wanted to go for her birthday because it wasn't even a movie
Uh-huh.
that I would like go normally see. I have lots
Right.
of friends who are also GH people who are very into Oscar season. So I said, okay, once the Oscar nominations come out, I'm gonna go watch everything that's for Best Picture. So Marty Spears might be there. So it was just me and my friend. The whole time, it was like a guy sitting next to me getting his life at my reactions. I was like, what? The whole time. So
Oh, I mean, I have
that
like
stressed me out.
literally, I have no interest in seeing that movie,
Yeah.
but I don't
I,
know.
I don't know if I think you would like it because
Right.
there is like he is not a rootable character, and I feel like you emotionally
Hmm.
connect to rootable characters.
Okay.
And he is like one of the worst people I've ever seen in my whole life. Like,
All right. Well, we'll
so,
take your word for that.
um, but anyway, yeah. And then we were talking about how our sleep cycles were off. So like I'm gonna try so hard to like sleep tonight. I'm gonna take a melatonin at like 8 p.m. and
Hmm.
I'm gonna try to go to sleep. I have not been. Last night um I was watching the GH train crash.
Oh,
And shout out to Port Misery, who has been so frustrated. Tara from Port Misery, who's been so frustrated with GH lately. I think she
yeah.
said she's recording not like a recap of the week. She's going to record something that's specifically about the Metro Court hostage crisis and like how it's an umbrella story and how it was done right. So
Hmm.
hopefully it's uploaded by the time we get done because I'm going to watch that while I upload us. You know?
Yeah, I listened to her recording last week, and yeah, she's mad disappointed, and so
Yeah.
and we'll, we'll see.
We will see.
Yeah,
I have some positives this week. I'm more positive this
yeah.
week than last week. I laughed. Somebody in our comments was like, "You were going in," and I was like, "I'm so sorry. I was very upset." I think that I get so frustrated with GH because I truly do believe that we have the best actors in daytime. Like
Right.
there's so much talent from our actors, and there's so much potential from the stories that
Hmm.
already been told in the history of these characters that I just find it to be no reason why stories aren't told better. You know what I mean? So I think that that's like my
Yeah.
frustration because I don't get frustrated when I watch Days. I'm like, yeah, well, whatever, because I don't feel that same way. But with GH, I'm just like, y'all. So
Why?
anyway, speaking of performances, give us who your performers of the week are.
Now, so I didn't feel this week had like
Okay.
performances that were like, oh my God, this was so emotional. Didn't make me cry, didn't move me a
Mhm.
lot, except I did enjoy the scenes a lot. Not a lot, but I enjoyed the scenes that with Jane Elliott and Mikey E. Knight, where they were
Mhm.
kind of, well, Laura was urging them to make up and stop fighting because she feels that she's in the middle. So I enjoy I enjoy the dialogue between
Yeah.
Tracy and Martin. They crack me up. So I want to just give my kudos to continued kudos to them just
Mhm.
because that relationship is just really entertaining. And always to Jeannie Francis, who can play, very upset, very scared, annoyed, all the things. And she's just queen. So I will give
Yes, she
those
is.
three shout outs. Everything else was okay. It was good, but it wasn't nothing that just was like, oh, I gotta give performer of the week to that person. Um, just because the week was the week. Um, yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
there was a lot of romance. You know what? There was a lot of romance, and that was a critique given to a lot of critics of General Hospital for the past couple years is that there hasn't been a lot of romance. So
Yeah.
we got the romance. Y'all were asking for it. We got it with Gio and continued romance angst with Cody and Molly. You know, cool. But I'm in anticipation when it comes to Cody and Molly for the conflict now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, the real conflict, not the, oh my God, she didn't say she wanted to be my girlfriend conflict. I want the, oh my God, you helped my family kidnap my dad, that kind of thing. That's what I want
Yeah.
to hear.
I do
So
wonder if
yeah.
that's even coming, but anyway, it
Well,
feels like things have been shelved, so we will see.
yeah,
We will see. We haven't seen Rick. I've missed him.
I know. I
Yeah.
do. Oh, I also enjoy the scenes between Ava and Valentine. And I'm trying to figure out what's going to come next with that. I mean, she ended up telling, well, we'll go into it. Let's talk about
Yeah,
the show.
yeah. My little standout for the week
Um,
is I don't know if it's Viren Weaver, little Wiley. I loved him as a little gamer. I thought he was so cute. I he every time I saw him this week, he delighted me a little bit. I just like
oh,
really thought he was cute. And had just come into his own. He's so good with Rory. And he
yeah.
showed her a great deal, and like his reactions and all of that are like really important for the story. And so,
Mhm.
shout out to him being a little sweet actor. So, but yeah, him being
Yeah.
a gamer and having a little gamer language, I thought that was very cute.
Yeah.
So.
I do like his scenes with Jacinda, him interacting with Jacinda and stuff. It's, great. It seems like he's kind of accepting the fact that she's now a new presence in his life. So,
Mhm.
so that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's hop into the stories. Let's start with Spy Hospital. Let's start with the carve out of it all. Um, I told y'all I was going last week to the Laura Wright JPS Zoom
Oh, yeah. How
right
was
after we
that?
recorded. It was good. It was good. Not a lot of tea. Something that I thought was interesting that they talked about was that they kind of don't know what's going on with their characters. And so much of it is really based on their chemistry that when they found
Hmm.
out they were like working together, they're like, for real? And then like it just keeps getting written based on chemistry. Um,
Uh-huh.
this, this is obviously last week, so they said that they had just shot something that passed Friday. So we do
Okay.
know he's there for a little bit more.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then they still don't know where it's going. JPS is like very adamant about how much like he is invested in Anna and
Hmm.
Valentine, and you know, Laura Wright's like very down for whatever the ride is. They
Hmm.
seem to really enjoy working with each other. It does translate. They've known each other for so long. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, he's the like the
Vanna.
the Zoom was a lot of people who are like, y'all are great. I want y'all with these other pairings.
Well,
um, so something I like about Carly and Valentine is that he is one of the few people in her life that just fully believes that she is capable. Like
oh yeah.
Jason is always like, don't do this, count to whatever, whatever. And Sunny is Sunny. And so I appreciate Carly is going to shenan. And if you give her a chance, she's going to shenan again. And like, Valentine is like very much down for it.
Oh
So
yeah.
how do you feel about just like not even like the romantic pairing, but how they work off of each other, their duo, if you will?
I agree. I kind of like that he's totally supportive of her shenanigans and is encouraging it. And but I also like, they kind of like fun in a fun way critique each other, at least the
Hmm.
characters of Carly and Valentine. They trust, but they don't trust at the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
time. Um, but yeah, I like their dynamic. I think they would be cool, like kind of buddies, if you want to call them that. I like the fact that it kind of for Carly, it takes her away from Jason and Sunny's orbit a little bit.
Hmm.
Out, she she does have a stronger personality on her own when she's not necessarily connected to them, where she's kind of the damsel in distress of the trio.
Right.
For here, she has her own power. and her own thoughts, and they're taken seriously. So yeah, I do enjoy the scenes together. I want to see how far they will go. I'm really looking forward to Jack getting his comeuppance. So I can't wait to see that
Yeah.
happen.
I like what you said
Yeah,
about her stepping into her power because that was so much of my
yeah,
critique around when they brought Jason back and they just
yeah,
like threw them right back in the same dynamic. And it wasn't, I thought it would have
right.
been so interesting if Jason would have been taken aback by how much Carly had grown,
Yeah,
as opposed to
yeah,
like, okay, I'm back. And she's like, what am I going to do? How am I going to call you? Well, who was you calling
right.
before? Who was you calling yesterday, Carly? Um,
Yeah.
and so I just really have enjoyed that. I loved the scene where they're in the attic before they go and do their shenanigans,
Hmm.
and they're like, she's like, "You want to go down?" He's like, "Unless you want to just continue to stare at each other's eyes."
You want to continue to talk about this, or do you want to do what do you want to do?
He's so snarky, and she gives
Yes,
it right back, and there's nobody else in her life that's like that. It's
right.
really similar to the dynamic that she had with Todd, if you remember
Yes.
Car Todd.
Yeah.
So we have her. She goes to Brendan's room because Valentine reminds us, and I think this is really important for the overall story, that Brendan doesn't trust anybody. After
Mhm.
Colette, was a double agent and turned on him, Valentine thinks that Jack is keeping things, like important things, in his room.
Okay.
So, as a matter of course, so Carly sneaks in, and while she's there, here comes Jack and Britt
Yeah.
chatting about Sidwell. And so Britt is like she can't do the things and whatever. I was so nervous for Carly.
I
I was
know.
like,
Like, how is she
how
gonna
is
get
my
away
girl
with
get out of
it?
this? Yeah. I was like, how is my girl gonna get out of this? But she had this quick thinking of quickly going into like a robe and pretending like she was there for a little sexy time with him. I did laugh. I was like, do he think she didn't hear the conversation with Brent?
And I'm surprised that he didn't even ask her about it. Like, what did you hear?
Yeah,
Or how do you feel about what you heard? Like, he didn't even ask about her, so therefore he doesn't have to lie about it. But I was like, how could he not ask her?
yeah,
Because he wasn't, it's not like he was whispering when he was talking to
no,
Bray. He was talking loudly. He was all like yelling at her a couple times. So I'm
yes,
like, I'm sure, like he was really furious when he found her there. So why didn't he confront her with overhearing conversation?
right. What would have been, and these are like the kind of small details. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
into when we get into like the verdict of the trial. I'm gonna go into like where I could have thought some things could have been better, even if they
Hmm.
would have done what they did. Because I think that's
Yeah.
the other thing for me. I get it. I get the limitations of casting, of people's schedules, like soap operas and like what they pay. Actors need to do other things. Like the logistics are a lot. So I don't
Hmm.
feel like I'm being unrealistic when I want certain things. Like I could easily be like, I want this person back and I want them to go on an adventure and I want like that's not I would love that. But
Yeah.
my critiques are like, I would have loved if like Carly would have had like fake had some headphones, like some earbuds or
Hmm.
something. So that
Yeah.
wouldn't even be a question. Just like
Right.
little things that show that they're playing or paying attention to the writing.
She could have been walking out of the bathroom singing her
Yeah,
favorite song and being like, "Oh, you're here."
right, right.
Yeah.
I mean, it did give us the scene of Brennan being like, I could have killed you, and him doing his like big spy love confession for her. And so I think that's
Hmm.
what they're going for. It really does seem to me they clearly like this actor.
Oh yeah.
It does seem to me that they're going to be trying to redeem him. And
Okay.
because we now have like another big batter
Hmm. A
WSB
worser
agent, a worser
who's
WSB agent.
yeah, who's actually the evil one working with Sidwell. So
Right,
yeah.
right. And I'm a little confused about what's happening there. I'm gonna rock with it. I'm gonna just go with it. I am confused. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am confused because I'm kind
Yeah.
of like, if it's the WSB can kind of do whatever they want.
Right.
And so, who are you actually double crossing in the process? Like, is it just for your own enrichment? Like, what is actually happening? Because it feels like everybody could just do what they do. Um, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
But how did you feel? How after that kind of big love confession that he had for her, do you feel any differently about that pairing?
No. If he really, I'm just saying, like, if he really loved her, why would you use her daughter in that way? I
Right.
mean, that's the thing. He would have
Yeah.
been like, I need to find anybody else who could be the spy but Joss because I'm in love with this woman and I don't want to do anything to hurt her, and her children are everything to her.
Right.
That's what a man in love would do. So, no, I don't feel. Well, I think he has a version of love that he believes in, but I don't think it's real. And I don't think it's something that Carly should be involved in.
Mm-hmm.
So, he may have believed in his heart that he loves her, but no. It's not, as a pairing that I want to see, I don't want Carly to be paired with him.
Mm-hmm. Um, I I'm just along for the ride for this pairing.
Yeah.
But I do wonder if they're gonna in the future have it be like it came from above to have him go after Jocelyn because we were always wondering. We've been saying, well, Jocelyn is
Mhm.
like a Jax and this and that, so it could be interesting for them to say, especially with the very clear redemption they're moving towards with him, for them to say, the higher up at the WSB made him, recruit Jocelyn because she's Jerry's niece, and along the
Mhm.
way he fell in love with Carly. Like I could imagine or see something like that. I don't know if you, me, or any of the audience will accept it, but I do think they're gonna move towards something of like it wasn't in his hands. He was like assistant to the regional manager for the WSB.
Right. I
So
mean, yeah, that's a possibility, but still for me, it's also, I feel like she has more chemistry with JSP with him.
yes,
And
yes.
not that I don't mind him as an actor, but him being Brennan on the show is fine. I
Hmm.
just don't see, for me, I don't see the pairing between Carly and him lasting. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
we'll see. I mean, they may be able to make it work, but right now, no, not for me.
Based on based on how many people we have on the show,
Hmm.
and like the available men, I could
Hmm.
see them moving him towards Nina
Yeah,
and then Carly towards one of the other, maybe back towards Sunny or something like that.
yeah,
Like in the next year, I could see that being
yeah.
the thing. But
Okay.
we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see. I don't know if they know, so it's hard to speculate.
right.
So, we then Valentine goes to Windermere, where Ava is trying to like sell some art to Sidwell, and Valentine gets caught. He gets caught by Ava because he tries to like use a secret passageway that was behind the fireplace, and Ava was like, "Oh yeah, I had that removed. We just had anybody walking up in here." And so,
Exactly.
and so Valentine very quick on his feet. I loved that switch for him because it was so spy. It was like we don't get a chance to see him. We kind of get a chance to see him be like devious. We don't necessarily get a
Right.
chance to see him be quick. And I loved how quick it was of him being like, actually, I'm Sidwell's guest.
Hmm.
And Ava looking like, really? And him asking about Nina and all of that. Oh, y'all are still friends? I love that because
Okay.
it's very much like, yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I find your friendship to be weird. I enjoy it. I love them together. I think Cynthia
Yeah.
and Maura play very well with each other. I
Yeah.
love when people acknowledge that it's weird. And then Valentine is or Ava's like, I'm gonna find the butler and tell him. And Valentine's like, yeah, and then disappears.
Disappears. Yeah.
Did you think that the scene between him and Ava was going to go like that? Did you think he was going to get caught, or did you know he was going to slip away?
Well, I didn't actually know, but I kind of figured somehow or the other he would be able to get away with his life and still be on the run. It does
Hmm.
make sense that he's not too concerned that Sidwell knows that he's around because, like he said, everybody knows that he's in Port Charles.
Right.
So him being found someplace in Port Charles is fine. He doesn't care
Hmm.
that people know that he's there. He just does, he still doesn't want to be caught. So that's fine.
Hmm.
So, but I didn't know how it was going to go, how he was also going to wiggle his way out of it the same way that Carly. Both him and Carly had to wiggle their way out of being in a
Yeah.
place that they weren't supposed to be. And they both managed it well.
Hmm.
And
I
it's going
agree.
to be funny that people still don't connect them two together, regardless of the shenanigans that they're doing. No one's connecting that the two shenanigans are connected. So in Port Charles, at least. So that's
Except for
cool.
our big mouth teenagers,
Teenagers, yeah. So,
Charlotte and Danny know.
oh yeah, they know. But yeah, and they're like texting each other about it. The fact that the WSB and the Port Charles police aren't monitoring Danny and Charlotte's cell phone messages is crazy. But hey,
People just do whatever they want to on these cell phones, as
right.
we will see. Um, do
And
you?
again, PCPD are not very good. They lose.
No, no. It was Chase. I blame him.
Right.
Do you think that seeing Valentine there is gonna make Sidwell go after Charlotte?
Oh, definitely now. I
Hmm.
mean, he was just kind of messing with her and and just teasing her a little bit. But now
Right.
that Valentine is making his presence known on Windermere, he's definitely going to use Charlotte to get to Valentine. Because
Yeah.
he's gonna want to know what Valentine knows about what he's doing, and two, whatever ulterior motive that he had for Valentine before is definitely going to be more urgent now that he's sniffing around. And I think one, he's going to want to neutralize Valentine because he doesn't want Valentine to come and look for Anna. And maybe that's in his mind, that's what he's doing. Is
Mm,
Sidwell may fear that Valentine knows that Anna is there.
yes.
And whether
Mm.
but Valentine doesn't know what's going on. He's just trying to find out. But in Sidwell's mind, he's probably in like, oh my God, he may know something about Anna. I need to neutralize him. That.
I didn't even think about that.
Right.
Mm, smart. I'm also wondering, so we also have this Anna scene. They gaslight my girl, hate it, but
Right.
they are taking care of her health, but they also gave her like some sort of hallucinogen. So she believed that the nurse that was taking care of her was
Yeah.
lethal.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And yeah, my girl being gaslit like that, I hate it. Um, and I hate that they gaslight her like that. And they also have Faison's voice being played over like some kind of monitor. Now, I did
Hmm.
read in Soap Opera Digest that that is Anders Ho's voice. So he did do some voiceover work for them, which I thought was cool. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I like that. I appreciate that. He's like, listen, I'm living my life in Europe, but I can send in these recordings. Which respect.
Yeah.
Um, but so we have that, and then we also have this is where we find like the bigger, badder, worser, if you will,
Mhm.
WSB agent.
Mm.
I was a little thrown. I was like, oh, because I forget what his name is, but apparently it starts with a C. So when Britt was getting medicine, that said like C on it or whatever, and so I was like, is this Cesar? No, it's random C.
Random see.
Big agent random C.
Well, he got
Like,
he's not just random. I guess he's the head, the director.
Right.
Yeah,
Another
but
shady director of the WSB.
right.
We haven't seen that before. Frisco is furious. Frisco is mad, mad that this is what they're doing to him.
Yeah.
And so we have that happening. We also have, they're like, let's start phase 2. And so
Mhm.
I'm wondering what happens next. Because part of me is because Big C tells Brennan that Anna is like in the wind, like that she
Yeah.
chose to like go off on this mission, whatever, whatever. But phase 2, I'm wondering if it's like letting Anna back in town and having Anna be convinced that Faison is alive and that Liesel is working with her or working with it. And then they can make Anna look crazy and undermine her and mess up her life. Now, this is just a storyline like thought. Who knows if that's what's gonna happen? But that's like I was
Right.
like, oh my God, what's this is what they do to my girl.
Yeah, but for what end? Just to
Hmm.
distract everybody from what they're really doing?
I mean, we still don't know what's happening with AI Nathan.
We don't. And we also don't know what the secret project is.
Right.
So essentially, they want Britt to work on Cesar Cesar's last project, whatever it was.
Something with cold fusion.
Yeah, but I don't know what that I don't know what it is. Like I don't know what that means except for cold fusion.
Hmm.
Like is it a
Yeah, I don't know
bomb?
either.
Are they going to freeze the world again? I don't know. So we don't know what the cold fusion project is, and we don't know what the purpose is. We don't know why WSB wants it.
Right.
We don't know why the director is involved in it. We don't know why Sidwell's involved in it.
Right.
So, but all we do know is they're trying to keep it a secret.
Right.
And so I thought, yeah, I previously thought they kidnapped Anna so they can allow AI Nathan back at PCBD, but we don't know what
Hmm.
that is.
Hmm.
But it could be that they just kidnapped Anna for another reason we still don't know about.
Right. It's hard because I don't know if they know. Like it's really like
Yeah,
Finola is like
right.
busy. She
Yeah.
loves teaching now. Like imagine being in school and like having Finola Hughes to be your teacher. I would just be fanned out every
Oh,
class. Like,
yeah.
but I don't think they were like this is a great story for Anna. Let's do it. I think it was like Finola needs to be off for a little bit. What is the story that we can write? And so it feels a little sloppy and not put together. Like not
Mm.
like I am confused and I didn't even try to sit down because like a lot of times I'll sit down and be like, okay, what is this? Like I'll be like that gif of the lady like trying to put things
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
I didn't do that with this because I don't know if they know yet, and I feel like we've gotten so much conflicting information.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna just go with it for the ride.
Just go.
This is
Yeah.
this
At
is my
this
third
point,
time. I'm just here for the ride. You know what I mean?
because
That's
we
kind
don't
of how I
know.
feel about this spy stuff because I don't think they know yet.
Yeah. There's too many questions
Yeah,
in the air. So
I was hearing rumors that Kimberly McCullough might be coming back, which I would love for like a very short term stint. Um, yeah, I mean it'd be interesting. We do have Emma who's worried about her grandmother.
mhm.
We do know that they're gonna have something come up with Robert. So we'll see. Um, we also have a separate, like, we have a Carly and Joss, like mother daughter date happening at the same time and location as a Jabrit date. I want to talk about the Carly Jocelyn piece of it first.
Yeah.
So they hadn't really been spending a lot of time together. And they're like, I know you've been busy. I was like, Jocelyn, what you been doing? Like, why would y'all ever think you busy?
He's like all my classes and stuff. I'm like, okay.
Jocelyn, what is even your major now? don't know anything.
Yeah.
Trina said something about graduating soon because this will be the time. They've been in college forever.
Right. They should graduate.
They should be graduating soon. I have no idea what Jocelyn's doing in college. And I said, you know what? I get it. You rich, you an heiress. College is like, an accessory for you. Um,
Is she still doing so first she was doing the pre-med thing and then she was doing environmental justice. Is that still what she's
I
we
don't
don't
know.
know. Mm, okay.
Majoring in spy. We don't know. We don't know what's happening. But
Maybe.
I I love Laura and Eden together. I think they have such great mother-daughter on-screen chemistry. And
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the conversation they had when she was like, well, this is when she was like trying to warn her mom against Brennan. And she's like, well, that's
Mhm.
what spies do. And Holly was like, how
How
do
do
you
you
know
know
what
what's
spies do?
spies? That was funny.
And just like the double speak of Jocelyn basically confessing to her mother that she loves her and she doesn't know what the truth would mean for their relationship. It was
Mhm.
just so masterfully done, and I think only could have been done by two actresses who really believe in each other and care about each other and support each other. So I have been critical of the Jocelyn spy story. I think it's because they don't have a beginning and end point for it to thought before it. But when it comes to the actual performances and the relationships, I really enjoy the Jocelyn and Carly relationship.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't seem like they have an endpoint, but for me, I don't see it continuing once Carly finds out. I don't, well, she knows, but once it's known that Brennan used her, I don't
Hmm.
know. But then I don't know again. So for me, in my mind, it would be like
Yeah.
everybody, and it would be like once everyone finds out, everyone telling Jocelyn, get out of the business. Anna, not even just Carly and the family, but Anna herself, So I don't know.
Hmm.
I just don't see it happening
Yeah.
forever. I don't see that being a spy as Jocelyn's end story.
Me neither. Me neither. They did
Yeah,
try to tease that like the best thing will be for Jocelyn to get out from under Brendan.
right.
Like I think Jason maybe has said that, but they haven't really been clear on Jocelyn. And I will say this, I have felt that way for a long time. I peek online a little bit. I try not to be immersed online. I do tweet my tweets and I see the
Hmm.
things that people I follow tweet. But as far as like larger discourse, like if I see it, I back away like the Homer Simpson. Like I gotta go.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. But I have seen conversation about people being like, oh, Trina's being written this way to make people dislike her, or this person is being written this way. Now, I have said that about Portia because I think that's gone on for years. I think
Right.
Portia has just not been seen as a full character. I actually think the same thing has happened with Jordan,
Hmm.
to the point that we still don't know Jordan's maiden name. Um, however, comma, because I don't want to say but, however, comma, and comma, I think the same goes for different reasons for Jocelyn. I said before, I liked Jocelyn and Dex together. I thought they were a cute
Yeah.
couple. I think
Right.
they never were given like the proper beginning phases. You know what I mean? If they could have easily, like, if Jocelyn was going to cheat on Cameron, we
Hmm.
have to start tying things back to history and to personality and to deeper story. It's not just plot point, plot point, plot point. It's why did our character move to that plot point? Like how did we get there? And I think
Hmm.
very easily we could have said Jocelyn had something taken from her from that sex tape
Hmm.
and after that, she did not feel comfortable being with Cameron because it was like triggering trauma, whatever. And Dex like offered this space for her to feel like she could explore that part of herself. Doesn't change the story. She could have still cheated on Cameron, but we would have had a different explanation for why it happened.
Hmm.
And I think that there are a lot of characters who get this kind of sideline, silly writing, but it's hard to think about it that way until it's a character that we like. Some people didn't care, like necessarily like Jocelyn. So when I was saying that, or when people were saying that, it was like, da 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 da, who cares? But now when it's happening to somebody you like, it's different. It is different. I don't want to like pretend like it's not. It is different because Jocelyn is the legacy child. She is the child of Carly Spencer and Jasper Jacks. She ain't going nowhere, whether people like it or not. Whereas
Hmm.
to like a character like Trina doesn't have the same space and runway to be disliked in that same way. But I think it's an overall problem and not solely a Trina problem. I do think it hits Trina harder, but I don't think it's solely a Trina problem. And when we had Jocelyn talk about Vaughn, I had no reaction. I was like, who cares? She was like, oh yeah, Brendan sent him away. Yeah, Brendan should have sent him away. Y'all were wildin'. He
Yeah.
wasn't a good spy. He allowed you, a newbie, to like run things because you were sleeping with him. And then when you were told to stop sleeping with each other, you did it anyway. I'm
Right.
not really clear as to why it would be a problem that he got moved.
Yeah. He was
And I
still
don't like
Team
y'all as
of
a couple.
Dex.
Yeah. You said what? Oh, he was
He
still
was
Team of
still
Death.
Team of Dex. So
Right, right. The only reason I knew his name is because he was named after Vaughn from Alias. That's the only reason I knew his name. Otherwise, he would have been Team Dex the whole time.
I never knew his name. Even when I was trying to come up, I was like legitimately trying to remember what his name was. I never could. And you would be like, Vaughn. Because yeah,
Yep, because of Alias. So
yeah.
anyway, I try that to say that I think that there's an overall problem, and I'm going to talk about it a lot when we get to the verdict story or the Willow shot Drew story. That I think
Mhm.
it's an overall problem, but that when you have characters who are not as grounded and rooted, it hits them harder. So I'm not saying that people shouldn't be concerned, but I'm saying that it's not a one person issue. It's a across the board issue. We do have the Jabrit date that happens as well. Obviously, they're all axe throwing. Um, so prior to that, like we have Jason going to the hospital asking Britt for a date. There was a Liz Jason scene.
Yeah.
Liz says to him, she assumes that he is mad at her for throwing Michael under the bus. And Jason was like, you did the right thing.
Hmm.
I don't like that.
You're like, I don't like that. He said that.
I don't like it. I
I mean,
I I don't necessarily need Jason to be mad at her, but this is just the old Jay Sammer in me that's like, girl, in what world would Jason be okay with anybody throwing Michael under the bus? And not just understand, but like you housing Willow in the first place.
right,
And you like she's
right.
like, I'm not picking a side. Yes, you are. You did. You
Hmm.
picked a side, you picked Willow's side, actually. So I don't know. I wasn't a fan of it, but it is what
I
it
would have
is.
liked her to be a little bit more reluctant to throw Michael under the bus. Like I would have liked her to be a hostile witness. I would have liked her to fight the answers to the question, just to protect Michael a little bit more. Then I would understand Jason being understanding.
But it also feels like people think that Michael did it.
Right. But still, that's
So,
the problem.
you know,
Everyone's yeah,
yeah,
everyone
people think
still thinks he did.
right. So for Elizabeth, it's really like I know how you care about Michael. I know, whatever it is. So I don't know. I don't necessarily think I think Liz did anything wrong on the stand. It was that what got her to the stand in the first place that annoys me.
Hmm.
But Brad comes in, runs up on Jason, and is like
That
trying to be all up in the Brit Jason of it all. And then Jason asks Britt on this date. She says yes. Brad is talking to Elizabeth about it. Elizabeth's like, I think they'll implode, but I think we should mind our business.
I thought it was funny because Jason was just like treating him like, okay, this is an ant on my table. I'm just gonna flick it away. He was like, do you have a problem? What do you need? What's wrong? And then it completely ignores him and just like, I want to take you out on a date. Like the conversation never happened. It was just, it was funny. I love it when Jason's like that, when he's dismissive of people.
I do too. I do like that. I I just feel like Jason's in his 50s and this is
Yeah.
a elementary story.
Yeah,
A
I'm not this yeah, I'm still not a fan of Jabrit, but I just thought it was funny.
I I just continue to believe that they didn't understand why people liked Gibrit in the first place. Like I wasn't people, I never liked it, but I understood. I
I feel like I'm
understood.
not people.
I'm not people. I was not people there, but I get why people liked it. Brent was turning like maturing as a character almost.
Right.
Whereas to this, it's just constant foolishness. I'm supposed to believe that Jason will be okay with Brent like trying to blackmail Jocelyn.
Right. That should have been a no-go.
Again, I know this is the Jay Sammer in me, that just will never let it go. But Sam protected Jason's like Jocelyn, Michael. These people became her family because they were Jason's family. Even in some ways, Carly. Even in some ways, Elizabeth. That because Jason cared about these people, she grew to have a different relationship with them. And
Mhm.
so to have Britt be so immature, like the dine and dash story, all of this, like you got Brad talking about, oh, well, Jason won't do this. Aren't you broke? Shouldn't you be on like Indeed.com right now and not up in somebody else's business?
Looking for a job.
Look, shouldn't
Like,
you be looking for a job? Go temp
what is his
somewhere.
job? What is his existence? Is he still on, Auntie's payroll? That hasn't, no, I don't know. It hasn't been really cleared up in my mind.
No. I mean, I think he wasn't. I think he left from that with Drew's money, but so that it has not been. And I guess maybe we can like we can guess that the reason it's okay for him to be back is because Selena's business is no longer in Port Charles. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't call it,
I mean,
but
not that I don't want Brad because him and Britt are entertaining. But I do agree to extent, and I think I said it before. I feel like Britt and Brad are not at the same maturity level as Jason. And I
yes,
kind of feel like Jason, when Jason and Sam first got together, Sam annoyed Jason, but he had to take care of her because of Sunny.
right,
And so he had a purpose to be in her presence and to tolerate her and then eventually fall in love with her. He does not have to be in Britt's presence. He's
hmm
not being forced to because of the business. He doesn't, except for the prior feelings for her, he doesn't necessarily have to tolerate it. And so I'm like, I don't understand why he still is tolerating it. I don't think his feelings for her was strong enough for him to tolerate this immaturity.
right,
Um, Whereas with
yes,
Sam, he had to be in her presence. His feelings grew over time. She grew when he grew, all
and
of
she
that.
wasn't
And they were still young.
immature.
She
Yes,
wasn't immature. Like she wasn't like dining and dashing and, pushing him
right,
away, kissing him one minute and telling him get away from, all that kind of stuff. Like
hmm
they both kind of needed each other or in some instance. But this is just like, why are you with this immature woman? I
hmm
don't understand. I don't get it. When,
Jason, yeah. Jason Morgan had like in my mind like four big loves and they
right.
all did something different. So you have Robin who was like
Hmm.
right when he became Jason Morgan who loved and accepted him what was the like it was like the girl without a future, the boy without a past, or whatever it was. That they thought.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we know HIV does not do that, and Robin has a very healthy future.
Future.
Shout out to
Right.
that. But at the time, that was kind of like their tagline,
Yeah.
or like what people thought about their story. Then you have Carly, the mess, and like they really have Britt almost playing this Carly role, but Britt's too old to play this Carly role. And like Jason didn't have the responsibilities as far as family that he had or that he has now when he was like doing with that whatever with her.
But at the same time, Carly was young. Jason was young. They were
Yes,
both of that young mindset.
yes, absolutely.
Jason is fully grown now.
Yes, in his 50s with kids.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
exactly.
and then his other love would be Sam, obviously. And to your point, like
Hmm.
they grew together. Sam brought out like this playful side of him. He was like she
Right.
was softer, but she also was like very adventurous. And then you
Right.
have Liz, who was like this grounding force of like a life that he maybe would have had if he
He was
wasn't
not in the
in the
mob.
mob,
Yeah.
right? And those are kind of like the archetypes that people are used to for Jason. And they seem to have tried to mismatch a bunch of things together with who Britt is. And for me, it's not working because he's a grown man.
Hmm.
If this was what he had 20 years ago, I likely wouldn't have like liked it. But because I didn't like, for example, Jason and Courtney, right? But it would make more sense to me. You are too old to be doing this like cat and mouse, your friend don't like me, running up on me, like y'all in college kind of games. This is a
Right.
story for Gio and Emma and Jocelyn and Trina. This is not even a story for Chase and Brooklyn and this is a story for people who are younger than that. And so
Yeah.
I just haven't been a fan, but we'll see what happens. We also have Marco running up on Britt, telling her what she about to do. And so Marco, like, you about to live in at Windermere. And I just find it funny that when we first met Marco, he was like, I'm not doing anything with my father's business, only legitimate. And now
Right.
Marco is like an enforcer.
Exactly.
And he said, girl, you know what my daddy like? um, I am looking forward to, or I don't know, I'm wondering about you. I'm looking forward to like what this means for Lucas.
I am. But I'm more looking forward to him having to eat crow than anything. I find it's interesting that
Yeah.
Marco is playing the role that Rick wants to play for Sonny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's very interesting.
Dang. Yeah. You're right. Well, well, well. Here we
Mhm.
go. So that's all of Spy Hospital. Let's get into We Know Who Shot Drew Hospital.
I like how you renamed it. It's not who shot Drew. It's like
We know how to get away
it's
with attempted murder hospital.
we know what you did last summer.
Yeah, how to get away with attempted murder hospital.
Yeah.
So we start the week where we have Michael and Jacinda makeup. Jacinda was thinking Michael wouldn't want to be around her, wouldn't want to talk to her. She let him know she wasn't keeping the money. And Michael was like, don't leave on my account. I want you around. They play with Wiley the gamer, another which I loved. I'm also a very competitive gamer.
Yeah.
I love it. He's
He's
like,
like, don't go easy on me. Yeah, like Michael's the same. Like, don't go easy on him. He's not
no,
gonna like
you're not gonna like that.
that.
I love little stuff like that where it is such a character builder or like such a not even builder, but like such a character trait that we get to see.
Mhm.
That also makes sense. It's also age appropriate. It's very cute, and it's part of the story. So they, Wiley's supposed to go to bed. um, they go because they're gonna have a drink. Christina joins them. Now, I'm just wondering because I'm seeing Christina looking at Jacinda.
Again, I'm thinking Jacinda might just be like what we're hoping, a placeholder for Michael until Sasha gets back.
100%. Um,
Basically.
but all I'm saying is Michael has shared with siblings before. So,
Yes.
you know,
It ain't no
sweet
thing. That's
Kiki
what I'm
and
saying.
Morgan,
It
you
ain't
know,
no thing, you
it
know?
is not. It is not. But he gets a call from Wiley, and Wiley's like, can I stay up a little bit later and play these video games? And of course, he's spoiled, which I
Right.
understand. My nephew called me asking for that. I'm like, yeah, do it. So he gets to stay up and game a little bit. But yeah, I also am very much hoping that this is a placeholder. I think for me, I also am just like we watched Michael get played for so long. Then we had to
Mhm.
watch them play on his top while he was gone. Now we've had to
Yeah.
watch them play with him when he got back. I actually am not interested in watching Michael um, be with another woman who lies to him up at the top of their relationship.
Right.
This is another example. I've said this before, but I'll bring it back. Another example of why where a place where I could have seen the story be different, which is like if Michael would have known off top, if Jacinda would have told him off top,
Yeah.
hey, I got this other thing, whatever. So like he wasn't blindsided, it would
Yeah.
completely reframe the way I saw their story. But we didn't.
Yeah. I like I said, I like actually Jacinda as a character. I was thinking of trying to look up her name, the actress's name,
Oh, uh-huh.
just to give her a shout out for turning her one note character into something definitely longer.
Yeah.
Um, but
Her
I
name
see the
is
Kim
Paige Herschel.
Paige Herschel. Shout out to Paige Herschel.
Hmm.
I had a friend in high school named Paige. Um,
Cute.
Shout out to you for doing so well with your character that there's longevity. I think there's definitely chemistry between her and Christina, but I also think it's cute that Michael has somebody now. Again, because it just makes him more rounded as a character. He's independent. It, he falls in love with who he wants to fall in love with, despite what the world thinks about it. I like that.
I like that
I
too.
just like, but at the same time, Sasha was the one. And so Sasha needs to come back. Um, and so when that happens, but until then, he's a man. He just needs to be with somebody. So let him be with whoever he wants to be with.
Mhm. Um, we have Alexis verifying the Trina and Kai, that she knows that she knows it
Mhm.
was Willow. I find it so funny that she just called Wiley and Wiley just be having his phone. Nobody check in. He can call whoever he wants to whenever he wants to. And she calls him. She said, "Who is this?" He says, "Wiley Corinthos. Who is this?"
But I also like the fact that he's just like, I'm not supposed to be talking to strangers, so bye.
And Alexis being like, "Oh my God, what have I done?" So yeah, yeah. So we also then have Trina and Kai come in to talk to Alexis. Somebody put in our comments, I'm so sorry, I forgot who it was.
Yeah.
But they said something that really stuck with me, which is that I would, it never made sense that Trina and Kai don't know what defense attorneys do. It never made sense that they thought that they could like get Alexis to flip or whatever it was. But what I would have liked to see is for Trina to have said to Kai, uh, Spencer trusted Alexis.
Oh yeah.
He always told me if I needed anything, I could go to her.
Go to Alexis. Yeah.
And then that way, like I've said before, I don't think they're bringing Spencer back anytime soon.
Hmm.
But that doesn't mean that he has to disappear from the story. It is actually a big deal that somebody of his age, who was connected to that many people, passed away. He is
Yeah.
somebody. It's in the same way that we never stop hearing Morgan's name. We like people. He still comes up. He's still a part of the story. It's not that you say his name every time, but if Michael and Christina, for example, are talking about their siblings, they're never going to forget Morgan.
Right.
So this idea that like Trina would never bring up Spencer and never have connections with his family, like even bringing Ace like a Christmas gift or like talking to Laura or whatever it is. So I think that framing of the story would have made it make a lot more sense for me, for Trina and Kai to be so gung ho on Alexis.
I mean, I was able to forgive them going to Alexis at first. After the verdict and everything, then I was just like, why are you still talking to Alexis? And why is and I don't know if you want to go in depth on that conversation after we actually talk about the verdict, but I was just like, Trina's like, I don't understand how you could do this as a defense attorney. I'm just like, see, that's what defense attorneys are supposed to do. Do you really want to have a defense attorney that's going to turn on you as soon as you tell the truth? That's
Right,
the whole reason why there's attorney client privilege is because regardless, everyone has an opportunity to have someone defend them. So
right.
there has to be that. If Alexis didn't keep that secret, she would be a bad attorney. So I don't get why Trina doesn't understand that concept.
Hmm. Hmm.
It just seems so silly.
It's also y'all are not willing to. I appreciated the conversation that Alexis had because it was
Yeah.
she explained what a defense attorney did, and she said something that I think it was important for the audience to know that this all piled up to make Alexis believe them, but this is
Hmm.
all still circumstantial. And to be honest, if I was on that jury, I would be finding Willow not guilty as well. In no way did the state make their case.
Hmm.
No eyewitnesses. The chain of custody for the gun is like real funky. And given that the like footage of her even being near the house is gone, you can't even put her in the area.
Right. Because you ain't got yeah.
The case was not made. So it
Right.
makes perfect sense for me to me that they found her not guilty. I knew that was what was going to happen. And they seemed to really be setting up this like no double jeopardy thing. They also, I mean, they had Nina to say to Drew that innocent is not a thing. So
Right.
last week we had Jason say it. This week we have Nina saying that innocent is not a thing, or that it's not guilty.
Yeah.
Um, I will also say that Nina and Drew arguing over Willow, they sounded like her parents, and it was gross. Like, and they gotta give Nina a personality besides my daughter, my daughter, my daughter. Whew,
Well, they
girl.
can't give her a love life right now because
True.
there's nobody. Because Ava already got her tentacles in Sidwell. Not that Sidwell romantically thinking about Ava, but Nina
Mm,
ain't got nobody.
yeah. I don't know. It's been a ride with them. I'm kind of over it. So we also have Sunny rolling up on Alexis. So at first he was mad. I am finding these reactions to not be true to life. And I will say that I am okay with a little drama. I don't think Alexis was in the wrong as a defense attorney. I understand why she took the case. I understand why she didn't
Right.
take the case. I get all of that.
Yeah.
And it's okay for that to exist and for Sunny to remain mad that she threw Michael under the bus. I even understand why she made the case against Michael. And I wish that GH would sometimes let both of those things exist and kind of let the audience fall on whatever side we want to fall on. There's no reason that Sunny should have been like, well, it's all good what you did to Michael. No. Michael went to jail because of y'all foolishness not too long ago. Or not, I mean, long ago, but not like he went to jail because of y'all foolishness. You should be doing every single thing that you can to make sure he doesn't go to jail. And like the one of your baby mamas, your third favorite baby mama, done throw Michael under the bus should be a problem.
At the same time, I think Sunny has never been able to stay mad at Alexis,
That's true.
regardless of what she's done. And I also think it goes to the fact that he still believes Michael did it,
That's true too. That is true too.
which is sad.
Yeah.
So yeah, so and also because we have this new and improved Mellow Sunny.
Yeah.
Um, so there's three things that goes into all that. Sunny,
Yeah.
I think unless somebody actually physically hurt his kids, I don't think we're gonna have the same kind of Sunny retaliation that we've had in the past.
Hmm.
I don't know if we're ever gonna see that again.
No, I don't
Um,
either.
so um, so I'm not as critical of that conversation. He's still trying to figure out in his own way how to make sure Michael doesn't get persecuted for whatever this is, but he still feels that Michael did it. So
Hmm.
he's not gonna be too mad at what Alexis did legally. Um,
Hmm.
yeah. I wish people actually more people believed in Michael's innocence, but they don't. But
Right.
it's understandable because Drew is such an asshole. So I guess that's the way GH's poor Charles is feeling right now is that Drew is such a jerk that everyone's okay that Michael shot. If they feel that Michael shot him, they'll be like, okay, whatever, because Drew's a jerk.
I
But he
just
didn't do it.
I feel like there's not enough people who are vocally on Michael's side.
Right.
And I actually think that that hurts Willow with the audience.
Hmm.
That she has truly snowed every single person. Everybody's like, Willow could never. Oh my God, Michael should let her see these kids. Like people are truly acting like the judge's order. We know that was paid
Hmm.
off. They don't. The
Hmm.
judge's order was Michael's fault.
Right.
And that Michael should like allow her to see these kids. Meanwhile, we know what Willow was doing and what she would be doing if she had custody. Willow would have easily have moved those kids to DC with Drew, away from Michael, if she would have been the person who got sole custody and sole place, and he got no visitation. That's what she would
Right.
have done. And nobody would be batting an eye and thinking, oh my God. But they literally have every single set of people being like, oh my God, Michael, this is so wrong, over and over and over again. And I think that creates almost a bitterness with the audience. Because I was like talking to a friend who watches the show, Susie. She like had taken time off away from the show. And so she is like, I wouldn't say she's on Willow's side, but she's not on Michael's. And something I said was, I think that because you weren't watching the show to watch things unfold for months, it's hard to like put into words how vile Willow and Drew actually were.
Hmm.
You kind of had to watch it happen. And so for us to see that and us to know that, and then everybody still be like, Michael could have done it based on the fact that he killed Claudia. What?
When he
That
was
don't
a
even that doesn't connect.
teenager, it
And,
doesn't
and he
connect.
didn't do it on purpose. And he was
Right.
trying to protect Carly and Jocelyn. Like it's not the same thing. And
Right.
so like but people pretend like that is like the connection. Well, we know Michael has a temper. We know Michael will
Does
hire
not have a temper.
somebody. Michael will hire somebody to try to get you locked up. That's the extent of Michael's temper that we've seen. Michael is a rich boy. That's how Michael deals with his issues. And
Right.
so yeah, I think it just becomes really frustrating to watch everybody, like nobody completely being on Michael's side. Even Sonny is like, yeah, you should probably let Willow have this visitation. And it's not on some Sonny being like, it's on Willow deserving it and not
Hmm.
on what's best for the kids almost. Like imagine if Sonny said, look, you know what I put you through with your mom, but also look at I understand I have to co-parent with Ava. And I think Ava is terrible.
Right.
And so, like, if I don't think that, but like, if Sunny said that,
Yeah.
that is more in line with Michael sharing custody with Willow, and we just have to keep watching. I mean, even now, so now the trial is over, and we're gonna about to have to hop into another court custody battle.
Yep.
So for me, I just wasn't a fan. Um, so we also have Tracy knowing that Martin told on her. So we had all of these kind of like Quartermain secrets coming out.
Hmm.
Tracy brings back the Quartermain cocktail hour, which I really like. I hope we actually see more of them and not just hear about it. I would love to see those play out more. Um,
Yeah.
so we have this, and Ned led to come out that Drew like allowed him or to like lay there having a heart attack, which I was also like, Drew never even cared about it after the fact, after he knew
Right.
Ned wasn't faking. So the family's mad. That's when Drew and Martin roll up because apparently the Quartermain knickknacks
We're
are
still
about to
on.
be tied up in court. They run up on him.
Knickknacks.
Everybody's mad about him letting, this thing happen to Ned. And Olivia comes out with a shotgun. I said, okay. Scares Drew. Chase is like, I'm suspended, so I can't do nothing anyway. You trespassing. And we find out that the gun's not loaded, but that Tracy gives Olivia the gun. In this time, Tracy during the whole kind of cocktail hour is side-eyeing Chase because she's trying to figure out if Chase is the one who told Alexis. I loved every time Chase opened his mouth, Tracy was looking at him like,
Was like,
"You talking?" Uh, I loved it because I am so mad at Chase now. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's tied up. And then you brought up the scene with Laura, where Laura
yeah.
calls Tracy over with Martin, and I guess everything is squashed. I don't care.
No. But I also want to talk about
Yeah.
the conversation that Tracy had with Chase.
Yes. Absolutely. Yep.
And
Go
so
ahead.
basically, Tracy calls Chase and was like, said, "Are you cheating on Brooklyn?"
Hmm.
And Chase got super offended. Like, how dare you? I would never cheat and all this other stuff. And Brooklyn comes in and basically does the same thing with Tracy. It was like, Tracy, don't accuse him. But then has a conversation with Chase and was like, well, she kind of has a point. It was still not the strong reaction I need Brooklyn to
Agreed.
have to the fact that Chase is willing to do anything to prove Willow innocent. I'm
Yes.
like, it's inappropriate. And I
Yeah.
need Brooklyn to stand on 10 toes down on it and be like, dude, you need to stop. Not
Right.
just for the job's sake. It's just mad inappropriate for you as my husband to be chasing after some other woman
Yep.
like this.
Yep.
And I don't like it. and you need to stop. That's what I wanted. Actually wanted Brooklyn instead to be mad at Tracy, be like, actually, no, Tracy's right this time. You are wrong, and I need you to quit it. Okay, I'm not
Mhm,
accusing you of cheating, but dude, slow your roll. That's what I
mhm,
would have liked to have seen.
mhm. Um, I thought Tracy was perfectly reasonable in asking the question.
Right, because
Um,
somebody needed to.
somebody needs to ask.
Uh-huh.
I like the offensive, and I wasn't mad at the idea of Brooklyn presenting a united front with him in front of her to be like, of course he didn't. But then when he left, like, I wanted her to be like, do you see how embarrassing this is? Do you
Right.
understand that other people think this? Now, this is
Mhm.
a Tracy thing. I actually hate being embarrassed in public. Don't embarrass me in public. And Chase is embarrassing Brooklyn in public.
It might have
And
actually been it might have actually been more powerful if it was Ned that did it.
mm, Ned is more of like a I'm a mind my business kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Um, But I agree, and I think this is another example where conflict is not bad. They very
Hmm.
easily could have Brooklyn like not in relation, not like Rocky with Chase.
Hmm.
Easily.
Like you need to sleep on the couch type thing.
Yes, easily. Or
Right.
another bedroom in the house or something.
Right. Yeah.
Like easily could be doing that. This is not difficult, and it actually, to me, stifles Brooke Lynn's character to pretend as if she would be okay with this,
Hmm.
and to pretend as if she would be okay with him doing this to Michael. Because the reality
Hmm.
is, I
Yeah.
like when she said she has her own husband. Because Chase, what was happening could have easily been done by a PI
Right.
that Drew hired because he's rich. This did
Yeah.
not need to be Chase. And
Right.
again, you did this exact same thing with Nell, where
No
you
one's
would not
bringing.
exactly. I wonder now when everything comes out if that'll come back. Maybe that's what they're
Right.
saving it for. But
Yeah.
you did the exact same thing with Nell. You don't need to be doing this, and you're doing it anyway. And
Hmm.
Willow is using you, and you don't see it.
Hmm.
Very easily could have Brooklyn mad about this. And it does not mean their marriage is over. It means that she's a fully developed character who's allowed to have feelings that are outside of a plot.
Yeah.
So we do also have Chase have this conversation with Dante. Again, this is my other thing with Chase. Chase was not just trying to prove Willow innocent. He was trying to prove Michael guilty.
Guilty. Yeah.
He was not looking at other suspects. He was not doing this other work. He didn't give Alexis a file of people it could have been to look into. He specifically was looking into Mike, like, and this whole like, oh well, Wiley and Amelia need their mother with no understanding. I need Michael to get in the dirt and be like, you don't understand this because you can't have kids. Because you know what would have happened if it was two women fighting.
Oh yeah.
If it was two women fighting, they would have brought that up.
Oh yeah.
Look how nasty this conversation they're having about um Britt and Rocco is. I was offended this week. Like where Lisa is like, "Oh my God, Rocco! Like that's well, you carried him because Willow or because Lulu couldn't. I don't know what medical school Liesel and Britt went to that allowed Liesel to call Britt that boy's birth mother. Words mean things. What do you mean, birth mother? So, like, y'all throwing this around with like whether Lulu can carry a child or not. Let's get nasty with the men.
Mhm.
Chase, you and your broken penis can't have kids, and that's why you all up in my kids' business. I would live if they let Michael say that, but they won't. They need to let me in this writer's room. You would know the one day that I was in there. Just out of pocket stuff out of everybody's mouth. Um, But yeah, so again, another person who does not think that Mike that thinks that Michael could have done it is Dante. So Chase and Dante are talking. Dante and Chase did not approach this different or approach this the same.
Mhm, mhm,
Dante always was on Michael. Always.
mhm.
Dante was not the person who made the decision to go after Willow. That was the evidence that made that decision. Dante never covered for Michael. He didn't do any of that. He didn't do anything off the books for Michael. That's all the
Right,
stuff that Chase did for Willow. So I don't even
right.
understand them having a conversation as if what they did is the same, because it was not. Hated
Yep. Yeah.
it. uh, what did you feel about Michael calling Willow to talk about the kids?
I had the same question that Willow had. What if she doesn't get out of
Michael
jail?
said, "So you're gonna get locked up. You can see the kids now."
So, right. And
Michael
in
was
my
funny
mind,
for
I was,
that.
yeah. He was trying to get her ready for the idea that she was going to jail.
Michael, why don't you go?
Ah,
Why don't you go take Wiley's phone? Okay, that's
right.
what you need to go do. Go monitor that kid's phone calls. Um, but yeah, so we have them. We have the closing arguments, obviously, where where Alexis slips up and basically like says that Willow did it. um, so when they go back to court again, I don't know if you would have been on that jury without knowing how would you have found Willow guilty or not guilty?
Oh, I don't know. It's hard for me to not think about it with all the evidence in my head,
Sure.
knowing what I've seen.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know. I probably would have been able to be convinced that she was not guilty.
Yeah, because they have to
Yeah.
prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, and there's so
Yeah.
much reasonable doubt.
Reasonable doubt. Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about here? So,
Exactly.
I do think I know Sonny was like somebody's gonna go down for this because Drew's a congressman. Funny enough, you say that, Sonny, because nobody went down for Jagger. Nobody, nobody. um, but I do think it would be wild to bring up charges against Michael because you,
The
you
same
have
amount
the
of
same
evidence against
right,
him. And
right,
don't even have him in possession of a gun.
right. So
So,
yeah, I just think that I don't think that they're gonna do that, but we'll see. And yeah, we have Willow found not guilty. How to get away with attempted murder. I didn't think she was gonna be found. I didn't think she was gonna be found guilty. I actually was glad we went into. They didn't even try to cliffhanger it because they knew we all knew. It just wouldn't have
right.
made sense. You know, G was
Yeah.
just not the soap that like had people in jail. It just wouldn't have made sense.
But I mean, I'm not surprised, but last week I said I wanted everybody to feel back in the 80s word molded. But I want everyone to be so I wanted everyone to know that Willow was guilty.
Yeah.
But I didn't want her to necessarily go to jail. And unfortunately, only four people know that she's guilty. But I
Hmm.
need Chase to know that she's guilty. I need Drew to know that she's guilty, and I need Nina to know that she's guilty.
Right. I mean, because
That
that's
it's yeah,
yeah. I wonder what that means about Alexis because Alexis, you have your granddaughter in here being raised by
right,
somebody who would do this. And not
exactly.
only like not only attempt to kill Drew, but to like frame Michael too. Like this is who your granddaughter's living with.
And apparently, since Alexis is under the delusion that there's nothing she can do, I need Carly and Nina to be like, well, why don't you sue her for grandparent custody? That's what we did. Like, I mean, because apparently she just still does not know that she could do this in General Hospital, Port Charles land,
But I think it was like grandparents' custody or like
or
visitation rights
something
and not
like
custody. Or I don't know what's happening, but it's all very silly.
that. Yeah.
Um, We also then, oh, I'm losing my, okay. So we talked about Liesel and Britt going to Rocco's game, very disrespectful, doing
Hmm.
too much. Um,
Hmm.
we have Nathan and Lulu having a little, little James is so cute. Little James got hurt from not listening, and he goes to the hospital. Nathan gets called because there's a police officer there, and him and Lulu bond. I did love that Nathan put the baby on punishment. I'm like, he don't even live with you, so
Here's the thing. I'm okay. Like I thought it was cute that James is already, that's my dad, all that other stuff.
yeah,
But at the
yeah,
same time, I was like, how come no one calls Spinelli?
yep,
So it's just like it's now just assumed that Nathan has parental control over James. Even though, yeah, like you
yeah.
said, James is not living with him full time.
Hmm.
So that's interesting. But I do
Here we
think
go.
Nathan and James are cute together though. But
Hmm.
still, it's just too fast.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And he's an AI. We don't know what's going on with him, so it's
Right.
just gonna hurt. It's just gonna hurt James in the future.
Yeah. But
We don't
yeah,
know.
still, we don't know. We don't know. Maybe it's true that Nathan is being kind of brainwashed in the same way that Dante was, or who was it that
Dante
was yeah, it was Dante who was turned
with a
on by
pen.
a code word. Yeah, with a pin. So maybe
Uh-huh.
Nathan will be the same way.
Drew had a code word or a tarot card or something. Yeah. We also have, I think you made mention of it, Molly and Cody made up. So they got over the miscommunications and they are
Hmm.
officially together. Um, RIP TJ, I don't know, I guess.
I guess. For real.
Um, we miss you. We'll always
Yeah.
think about you, Taj.
Even if your family doesn't even think about you.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like TJ was the first Ashford on screen.
Agreed. Right.
Gone. Okay. And then we have Gemma, who are physical this week. I'll be honest with you. I think they're adorable. I think the scene was very tasteful. I can't be watching these kids do that. I turned
I
away.
think, yeah, me too. I was just like, I didn't watch it, but
I'm like, I'm so old. I'm old enough to be their mom. I can't I can't look
right,
at this.
right. But they're cute.
They were. They were.
Yeah.
But it wasn't for me. But
No.
I'm happy for them. I like Gemma. I think they're very, very cute. I think they're very, very sweet. Happy
Hmm.
that they're there. I did laugh because like so the whole setup was like she has on her bikini because it's still hot in the apartment and I or the wherever they live and I was like, oh, that's clearly written by somebody who lives in LA who does not understand that if you are in the dead of winter in New York and it's
Work.
too hot, you could open a window.
No, just open a window.
I was like, very,
Oh,
very, very LA writing right there. Um, but yeah, they talk about school. They talk about Emma's going to become a vet. I get it. I understand, but I also think that like kind of the point of the medical stuff on this show is to like be a part of the hospital. So unless they're gonna put like
she's
a
just gonna
vet
be hanging
clinic
out. She's gonna be hanging out at the Quartermain estate, dealing with the horses and the random
and
dogs
Outback.
and Outback. Those are her only clients.
Maybe once the owner of Windermere isn't evil, she can go out there for those horses too or something.
Yeah.
So I guess. But cute, and then Geo, babes, just go back to play that violin. Let's stop
Right.
playing. But he was very tasteful, a gentleman. He asked her if this was okay. I said, I know that's right, consent King Geo.
Right.
And afterwards went and got her food. A perfect gentleman.
Yep.
A perfect gentleman. So that is, I'm looking at my notes. That's all I got for the week. My goodness, I think we've talked about everything.
Yeah. We didn't did we I don't think we got a gross Curtis and Jordan. There was a little
No.
bit of a Curtis and Jordan interaction in the courtroom.
Yeah, I'm so rude. I ignored it. Sidwell had told Jordan to like
Yeah.
go to court, and she was he was basically like, yeah, you know, I might need another person in Congress, and Jordan's like, what do you mean? Congress is elected. Jordan, if you don't get up out of my face, please, please. And then like, girl, but then goes to court, and Trina's like, I'll see y'all later. And she's like, oh, she thinks of us, but we don't want to see it. Actively
Don't want
hate
to see
it.
it.
Only
Right.
not only not fast forwarding it because I recap it for y'all. So,
I fast forwarded.
just know that I care about y'all so much. I won't fast forward couples that repulse me. Not because they're not beautiful. These are two very beautiful people. But as a couple, as a pairing, the idea
No.
of their pairing repulses me.
I care about this audience too, but I care about my own sanity more. I'm sorry. So I will
True,
fast forward it. And I will
true.
tell y'all, and because I care about y'all, I will tell y'all why I fast forwarded it. moving, moving forward.
Yeah,
The sharing is caring.
there you go. Is there anything else that you thought about or are thinking about when it comes to GH and your hot take?
Right, and actually, I didn't even have a hot take. It was wild.
There we go. There we go. All right. If you made it to the end with us, I love that y'all like commented emojis before. So comment an emoji for us if you made it to the end, and we'll go over previews. Monday, the verdict for Willow's trial creates shockwave.
It shouldn't.
Sunny makes a cryptic offer. Anna is horrified. Drew issues a warning to Nina. Dante is conflicted. Tuesday, Elizabeth and Lucas rush to action. Bert asks Jason on a date. Trina confides in Ava. Callum issues new orders. Callum is big bad C.
Yeah.
We just found out. I was like, not saying Callum like we knew who that was. Um, I was like, Callum. All right.
I was like,
Michael and Chase have a tense encounter. I hope Michael slaps him. Wednesday,
woohoo.
Laura is alarmed. Tracy makes Jason an offer.
Hmm.
Nina advises Kai. Oh, we didn't talk about Drew seeing Kai dap up Michael and getting
I
mad.
know.
Oh my God.
That was funny.
Brennan briefs Jocelyn. Lucas delivers devastating news. Huh, I
Mm.
don't know. Okay. Um, Thursday, Britt is backed into a corner. Jason is suspicious. Emma turns to Nathan for help. Oh, girl, he's AI. Don't do this. Um, Brooklyn and Chase discuss their future. Lucas and Marco are surprised. And then Friday, Sunny manipulates Ava. Jason voices his concerns for Britt. Jordan brokers an introduction. Josh turns to an unlikely source for help. Curtis is relieved. Hope he's
They
not
didn't
relieved because he's the father, because I would hate that. But
they didn't talk about how the DA basically corners case and said you could end up in jail. That was the preview for Friday.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was like, those little quick flashes of next week on
Oh,
General
for Monday.
Hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, and then she was just like, because of your interference, you could be the one spending time in jail. I was like, "What?"
Oh, maybe that's one of the shockwaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's one of the shockwaves. Because I think they think that Willow did it, and I think she's gonna believe that part of the reason that Willow got acquitted is because
That's
of the
Chase.
footage,
Oh yeah.
and they think that Chase might have disappeared the footage.
Hmm.
And that's like the thing where what like they want Chase wants trust me, bro, to be like enough to think he won't disappear the footage for Willow, but that he believes that Michael would like not only try to shoot Drew but then frame Willow for it. Chase, yeah. How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, I
Well,
would like if anyone's prosecuted for this crime, it should be Chase. He had
word.
nothing to do with it.
Nothing but made me mad. Um, Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about Sunday Shift. We've been having so much growth. We really appreciate y'all like spreading the word and telling people about us. If you're gonna be in New York for the Rory Eden event, let us know so that we can meet up with you, sit with you maybe. Um, yeah, buy some coffee, get merch. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week. Bye.